Hello and welcome once again to another review from me. Today I'll be reviewing the iWALK 10,000 milliamp battery called the TRIO2. Now again, this particular battery charger I paid for with my own money, so it's a purely personal review. So let's get on with the unboxing. As ever, fairly minimalist. Bought myself from Amazon with all the good stuff from Amazon, fast delivery, always reliable. Wrestle this from the box. There we go. Okay, now full disclosure, I have previously opened this to give it a full charge. So what we'll do is we'll open the cellophane and we'll pull out the charger. There it is. But learning from my previous video, I will also go through the entire box to show you exactly what's in there. So underneath the presentation case, you will see the traditional welcome leaflets and instruction booklets, and also iWALK provides you with a USB-A to USB-C cable to charge the unit. So putting the box to one side for the moment, back to the charger itself. Now the first thing that strikes me about this particular charger is its really excellent build quality. That's not a sort of 3D effect, that is actually three-dimensional, as you can see. Very attractive to look at, I must say. Got a nice heft to it, doesn't creak, as I say, excellent build quality. We'll start, shall we, with the charging ports themselves. As you can see from this end, we have three methods of charging. On this side we have a Apple lightning connector that pulls all the way out as such. And on this side is a built-in USB-C charging cable, and the USB-A port at the top there is a quick charging port. As you can see, it offers Qualcomm fast charge as well as the traditional USB 2 charging speeds up to 2 amps at 5 volts, or using the Qualcomm fast charge 9 volts at 2 amps, so an 18 watt power output if you have a device with Qualcomm power in it. Sorry, the video was slightly out of blur there. So back down to the other end, and as far as I'm concerned, the best part of this particular charger, and I'll explain why in a moment. You turn the unit on by pressing this button in the middle. When you press that, the LCD display comes on. Now, as I mentioned, I've previously opened this and charged it to 100% already, but for me the digital readout, the LCD display, is one of the best features of this device, and that's simply because previous chargers you have, for example, 4 LEDs that tell you how full the bank is, each LED representing a 25% charge. Now I found the only problem with something like that is that if you've got 2 LEDs on, you've really got no clue as to exactly how much is in there. You know, it could be within the 25% mark, it could be at the lower end, it could be at the higher end. But with something like this, you can see at a push of the power button exactly how much power you've got left. Same goes when you're charging it as well. You can charge it with a standard phone charger, and as the battery gets fuller and fuller, obviously the percentage begins to rise, which is very helpful indeed. Another absolutely fabulous feature of this particular power bank there is you can use either, on the left hand side there you can see, that is an Apple lightning port. So all you Apple people out there, if you have an iPad or an iPhone, you can use your cables to charge this battery bank. Now I've never owned a battery bank that has had that before, and that's really, really useful because most of the people I know have Apple devices. I'm one of the rare few that uses Android and Google devices, which has always been great because battery banks tend to charge with either a USB-C or a micro USB. But now you've got both options. You've got the Apple port to charge there, or on the other side you could use a Type-C USB port. Again, very, very useful. I won't go into too much depth about the charging ability of it, but if you want to pause the video to take a quick look at the inputs and outputs, voltages and amps, and how much watts your device will charge it, have a quick look at that and pause the video. But for me, it's just an all-round, very well thought out device. Having an actual USB port at the top allows you to charge any USB device you might have. I tend to carry around, I'll just dangle it in the background here, an old school USB micro USB cable that, for example, powers such things as an Echo Dot, so that I can have portable music. Any old cameras that charge via USB. And the other thing to note about this particular USB port, there's a function on this charger that, again, I don't know of any other battery banks out there that offer this. If you have very, very low power devices, like, for example, a Bluetooth headset that has such low current drain, you may have plugged your power bank in previously, and after a few seconds your power bank will power off simply because the current is so low it's not registering as pulling anything, so it automatically powers off. Well, with this particular device, really handy feature, the power button at the bottom, if you press and hold for a few seconds, it will force the battery to be on for 2 hours. So you plug in your low powered Bluetooth headset, and what you've then got is 2 hours worth of charge going into your headset, as where other battery banks wouldn't even register the current drain and automatically power off. So that, for me, is a particularly well thought out thing. To be honest, all of iWALK's gear that I've bought so far, it's just those little touches, those little thoughts that for me put it head and shoulders above other offerings. Not really too much too sure what else I can say. I own a USB-C powered laptop or two. So just for a laugh one day, I know this thing doesn't include power delivery, so I can't really use it to power the laptop when my laptop's on. But what I thought I would do is power my laptop completely off with a zero battery, with a completely empty battery. And I decided to then power this unit on, pull out the Type-C connector and plug my laptop into it. Now, obviously, it's going to be a very slow charge, so I decided to do it overnight, knowing that when I woke up in the morning, the battery bank would be exhausted of power, and I'd then turn my laptop on to see how much power it had delivered. So I did that, and it went from zero, completely empty, to 79% battery, bearing in mind that this is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. So you can even use it as an emergency battery charger if your gear is Type A charging. Fabulous. That's probably more or less all I've got to say about it. Thank you very much indeed for listening to my review. If there are any questions that I can answer for you, as ever, please just ask them in the comments section below. I may not see them immediately, but I promise when I do see them I will answer. And again, thank you very much. Goodbye.